Well, I'm going to show you a little bit about maintaining your base of support here. And I did a video on, this is Indy again, my Mustang. I did a video back in November, which I never put up on YouTube. Just because, you know, it's just, there's so much controversy about this stuff. And I've done this over and over and over again with this horse. This is the second winter that I messed around with him in and out of shoes and paying attention to what happens. So I'm going to show you. When I did that video, I opted to leave him right out of shoes. So that was Thanksgiving Day. So you got December, January. You got 2 months. He's been trimmed twice since then. And if I'm not mistaken, the last time I trimmed him was about 2 weeks ago. I'll have to check the calendar. I'm going to insert a little bit of that video that shows you the concavity of his foot when I pulled him out of the shoes. And I'm going to show you what's going on right now. And this is January. I mean, well, it's the last day of January here, the 31st. So it's been a solid month of frozen, covered ground. So it's just been a hay diet, as far as I know. You know what he's nibbling on trees or something else like that, I have no idea. But I've done this so much with him, and I try to explain to you people, one way or the other, you could see either the positive effects or the negative effects within 2 weeks. Most horses, you could see it within 2 weeks. So since I pulled him out of shoes, even though he's been trimmed on a 4-week cycle here, he's actually gone negative. He was negative way back before. I almost put him back in shoes. But the thing is, I know about this particular horse, when he goes negative, he doesn't get terribly, terribly bad. It's not a good thing, because I don't want to see that coffin bone rotate, which it has rotated. That's a very negative effect on a horse. I don't care. His bulging lamina, I haven't been able to deter that whatsoever. Not the way he's been kept. So he's going to go back into it. He's going to go into, I'm going to try a track system, but some of the stuff I've been reading about on ryegrass, you know, and ryegrass around here it's impossible. You know, even if I plowed up that ground and reseeded it, I'm going to end up with some ryegrass there. Even on that track system, you can't totally, unless you build your fence inside the track, and you'd have to till all that ground. So this horse doesn't absolutely get anything. But if I keep him in shoes, I can maintain the base of support. So I'm going to show you that right now, where it is and exactly how I can tell he's rotated. So I'll take you down below here and I'll show you exactly where I trimmed it to 2 weeks ago, or whatever it was. So let's just take a look here. That's everything. You know, I put in a lot of time with doing these videos, and it's for your benefit. It's not for mine. Especially when I've got to do it by myself and try to videotape the hoof so that you can see everything. So I'm trying to do this and watch the viewfinder at the same time. But, and I'll put this at a little bit of an angle afterwards. I want you to get a pretty good view from here. But you can see right in here how this area has gotten flat. It's actually, you know, right about from here, and the flow to his bowl goes down here and then actually comes up here, right in this area. Same thing here. See, that's rotation. The collateral groove, see, it's fizzled out where it's actually coming up. It's not a good thing. He's got rotation there. So right here is where I had his breakover point 2 weeks ago. So he's advanced about, oh, 1/8 of an inch forward, which in the wintertime is a lot of normal, because lack of movement has a lot to do with it. And it's been, the conditions have gotten icy around here. So these guys will suck water out of that little place up right off the hillside instead of coming all the way down to the running where the heated water is. Just because of the conditions. They're not stupid. But here's his bowl. Right here. See? And that's the other thing I've showed you before. You see how his toe is squared off. So a horse like him, because it's his sole sensitivity that really bothers him, and what causes all this. When I've got him in the shoe and I let the shoe stimulate this area right here, he's okay with it, and his concavity will come right back within 2 weeks. So, you know, when I trimmed him, what I actually did was square the toe like this. You can see it squared off, which leaves some hoof wall out here, so that when he breaks over, he's not putting total pressure all the way around here. It gives him a little bit of extra help. Some horses it works real well for. For him, it's really mediocre. So I'm just going to shut this off and move the camera down at an angle, because you can see his hoof wall is not above his sole here. Oh, geez, maybe a 32nd of an inch, 30 thousandths. But I'll lay the rasp across so you can see how much concavity he's got now. Even though in that other portion of the video that I'm going to put in here, I didn't do that for you. But it's pretty evident that he's got close to 1/2 inch of concavity, which was 2 months ago. And those are winter months. So we'll just shut this off for a second. Okay. So I'll try to give you the best shot I can here of how much concavity he's got. It'd be a whole lot easier if I had somebody shooting over my shoulder, but there you go. That should be a pretty good shot of it. Right up to the apex of the frog. So he's got a little bit of hoof wall there. So I'll just rasp off that section of hoof wall so that it's dead flat to the sole. Which is actually going to show you the difference. See, he's only got about, boy, you'd be hard pressed to call it 1/4 of an inch. So, and you'll see, like I said in the other video clip, I didn't do this for you, but you could see it from the angle that I'm doing it in here, that it's just not that good. He's got some rotation going on. So I'm going to leave him like that because he generally won't get any worse than this. And like I said before, I monitor this all the time. So, you know, if he gets worse than that, I can easily slap some shoes on him. Doesn't take very long. I just brought him in just for you people. So you could see where my magic marker line is right there. I'll do part of the front here. See, so it's not that much. See, it's not going to take that much to put that break over right where I want it. And it's right at the front edge of the bowl. But see, out here he actually has some added support to keep him from putting a lot of pressure on this. And like I said, for some horses it'll work, for some it won't. And I'm going to do a video on strictly just laminitis, because how it affects different horses in varying degrees. I'm going to show you 4 different horses in that video, but that's where I'll leave it for today. So you could see
you can still see where the front edge of the bowl is right here. See, his bars terminate where they should. The flow is good here. The base of support is back here. It's still chalkiness right in here. There's chalkiness. You can see it. I haven't gone down to the bottom of the dirt line here. So his base of support is underneath his bone column. The shoe is because he's stimulating this. When I put that shoe on, he's stimulating this part right here. You know, from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock or so. And that's the whole key to maintaining this, is stimulating this. But you can't be stimulating that if it's out here, because out here is false. Anything that's out here is not true. So you can stimulate all you want. Yeah, it's going to grow over there, but you're going to lose all this. His bars would be stretched forward. The concavity, you'd lose the concavity. His heels will contract. That's where a lot of people miss out. So I don't care how you do it, whether you do it in a shoe, if the horse isn't healthy, because that's the problem. He has some type of deficiency that is giving him a problem with his lamina. But one thing about him, see, even though his lamina is stretched, he's not getting a lot of horses, because he's been in shoes now all spring. Since my last video there, I think I told you I was going to try him out of shoes. But that didn't last but 2 weeks. That, just like I told you in my last video. 2 weeks, you'll know whether you're going negative or positive. And for him, in 2 weeks, he was going negative. Whereas that other horse I just showed you about with the simplest way to measure a horse's foot, see, in 2 weeks, he's actually going positive because he's getting positive results here. Yes, that horse was still growing forward a little bit, but for that horse, it's just a matter of bringing him back that little bit of forward every 2 weeks. He's doing it without putting a shoe on him. With him, he can't stimulate this. I let the shoe touch that portion right there, all across the sole here. So anybody that's shoeing a horse, and a lot of guys relieve that sole so it doesn't, no. It's stimulating the sole that will produce this and maintain this. So, I'll say this, more than likely, this is his same scenario that went on last year. I don't know if those videos are still up or I pulled them or not, but we had frozen ground earlier last year. See, it's been really a warm year, but it's Thanksgiving Day, and more than likely I'll let him go bare come first of the year, right after Christmas, because that's what I did last year. I can't quite remember. I think he probably went, probably 6 weeks bare, but then I ended up putting him back in shoes again. You know, but I will try it again and see what happens. So, we will see. Okay.